Welcome back to the Espresso. Grab your coffee because 2026 labour market just hit the accelerate button. Not in the way that we all hoped at the end of last year. Currently, about 600,000 job losses have hit in just about 4 weeks. So you've had Amazon last week. We talked about 16,000. I'm going to talk about the stuff that's happened this week. Home Depot. It's the latest to mandate 5-day return to office while cutting staff. UPS doubling down on a massive 30,000 person reduction. And then the UK Treasury is literally paying people to leave. So just let's explore whether this is a recession, whether new jobs are being created, or whether this is a total reinvention of the corporate world. Let's get into it. Really interesting. Now I'm going to share my screen, and this is interesting. This is like the January bloodbath, so to speak. And there's over 500,000 jobs that have been erased in the last 31 days. So to be precise, and it's hard to be precise about these things, but 600,000 or so. So I think there's a few realities here. We're not just seeing tech layoffs. The last few years, we've seen tech layoffs. It's been quite public. We've seen all of the big tech firms make redundancies, and they still are. But this is retail. This is logistics, finance. Is this a recorrection or is this structurally changing now? So I think we have to ask ourselves that. And then it paints an interesting picture for candidates. And so depending on, obviously, if you're affected, if you've been impacted, if you're in a spot where you think that your job is not safe or AI is about to replace it, or your company is just, taking out management layers and all the stuff that we've been talking about, then for the first time, it's a buyer's market and companies will have leverage. And so it will be an interesting dynamic, and it makes it all the more important to make sure you quadruple down on your personal brand, on your human skills. Like the entry level now for me, if I'm hiring for my own firm, is your knowledge of AI and your use of it and all of those kinds of things. So these are things that you can control, go learn, go be productive, all of that stuff. The other thing to that is that there are jobs, like there is hiring going on. You still see people land jobs. Leadership roles are still difficult to fill. And I think actually what we have is a lot of people that really want to work. There are also a lot of vacancies, and it's almost like a connection problem. We need to get these people that want to work into these jobs that people want filled. So it's really interesting. So I think also the other insight for me here is that companies are using a bit of a herd mentality here of layoffs. They're using it, and I'm going to be a little bit cynical now, but to trim underperformers, to get rid of quiet quitters without the individual PR nightmare that comes with it. So, if they're making lots of redundancies, it's a little bit easier to add folks in. So what does that mean for you? I think take action. Don't wait for a layoff. Go audit yourself, audit your job. Are you irreplaceable? Are you replaceable? Where do you fit on that scale? If your job can be automated, outsourced, go hard on networking, go hard on your personal brand. Don't wait. I know it's difficult. I think you get rewarded for that. Second story, and I want to talk a little bit about this Home Depot layoffs. This is the story. This is from Business Insider. Home Depot is laying off 800 employees and bringing the staff back to the office 5 days a week. That's interesting, right? And we've got two stories here. 800 gone, and the 5-day return to office is back. It's sneaking back, the 5-day a week. It's definitely sneaking back in large companies and a whole variety. I'm not saying it's completely gone back. My firm is fully remote. I don't think we'll ever go back. But things change, right? So we've got this just this thing of going back to the office. And way of making voluntary redundancies, and I'm a cynic, but let you guys decide. So it's not really about culture or collaboration anymore. It could be more of a headcount management tool. So, but I know this is context and it varies and stuff. So the impact I think here is top tier talent who value flexibility, they'll leave. there's this kind of other side to it of like, if you're feeling that actually it's really difficult to find a new job, maybe you'll just stay, and maybe productivity will go down, and you're just waiting for another job, waiting for the market to turn, things turn. But maybe Home Depot is betting that in this economy, people are too scared to quit. So it's interesting. So I don't think this is the end of the remote work. I think remote work is here to stay. I think we're seeing a whole variation. Certainly certain companies are bringing people back. Definitely a lot of large corporates are. But hey, large corporates aren't the only place to work. 80% of people in the UK work for SMEs. There's a lot of SMEs that have offices and you go in 5 days a week, others don't. But hey, look, different things to different people. You know, some people want to go in the office, some people don't. So as an individual, you've got to decide what is important for you. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And I'm going to go broad on another video. Story 3, I want to move on to story 3. UPS cutting 30,000 more jobs and is ending the Amazon deal. So this is really interesting. UPS, they're pivoting away from this low margin packages, which they've been delivering for Amazon, and leaning into AI systems, which are replacing dispatchers and clerks and things like that. So they're not surprisingly getting more automated. Of course, they want to increase their margins and reduce their costs. And it's an interesting story. So here is, let me just show you the article. UPS cut 30,000 more jobs after massive 2025 layoffs as it unwinds Amazon partnership. So there's an interesting story to read between the lines here. I mean, for me, reality is it's about margins here, not volume. They would rather deliver less packages and make more money per box than keep the 30,000 people on the payroll for the business that they were getting from Amazon. So, you know, the broader impact here on the logistics industry, automation it's no longer coming, it's here. And they aren't just about driver jobs either, because, you know, you can see not too far in the distant future, we have autonomous driving and so forth. And you can start to see a lot of these driver jobs start to go. But this isn't about that. This is about corporate and back office roles and the type of work that AI is really good at. I talked about this last week. We have these mega managers that are managing AI agents and humans. And I think this is another part to that. So that's what I would say. If it's you, again, I would go hard on my personal brand, diversify my skills. If your entire career is built on managing one platform or one client, it's difficult. So think through again, like your industry, is it going to be here? What can you do? Are you irreplaceable? Are you replaceable? How can you pivot? It's difficult stuff, but you have to think through it. Build a personal board of directors, get advice from people, get mentors. Don't wait, don't bury your head in the sand. Go learn about AI, go learn about autonomous agents. If you are able to use these tools and you get the best benefit from intense use, you have to use these things all the time, you will start to make yourself valuable. Final story here. UK Treasury's £100,000 golden handshake. They're literally, I'm going to put this up, they're literally paying people to leave the government. Very interesting. Here is an FT article on it. UK Treasury offers up to, so again, it probably varies, 100,000 exit packages to cut hundreds of jobs. Chancellor Rachel Reeves wants to slash about 300 staff by 2030. So interesting story. I think even the public sector here is admitting they're bloated and they need to reduce. And they're paying premium now to save billions on pensions, on salary costs later, and so forth. So it'll be interesting. I think there's a lot of folks in the UK that would agree that the government has too many folks and it can improve efficiency and so forth. Then, of course, there's the other side to it. So I would just say, if this is you, if your employer is offering you a voluntary exit package in 2026, maybe take it. It's the last kind of nice offer you might get. If there's a mandatory redundancy, maybe the package isn't so generous. So consider it. Consider your ability to get another role. Do the sums. I know it's emotional, of course, but try and look at it strategically, scientifically. Again, get external view of people that you trust, and just think through. And then if you're doing a negotiation, have your walk away number, your ideal stretch target, ideal walk away number. Have a financial plan ready, so if it lands on your desk, you can say yes, you can say no without panicking. So be prepared. That is my thoughts on that. It's been a really interesting week. I would just say, to sum up, the landscape is clearly changing. It's gone from kind of growth of all costs over the last, say 5 years of COVID. We saw massive hiring. We saw a lot of tech firms, they're making redundancies, VCs pulling money. And now we're seeing people from companies from lots of different industries start to rationalize, whether it's because of AI, whether it's cost. The economic winds are definitely blowing in a million different directions, loads of different things going on. So I hope you found it useful. Again, I would say, if you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh my God, this is coming for me, do the things that you can control. Learn like crazy, quadruple down on your human skills, and make sure you can, cultural fluence, emotion intelligence, build relationships, make friendships, be good at networking, build your personal brand, go hard on LinkedIn, like and comment every single day. Just do five of each. It's really easy. Pick up a coffee, pick up a cup of tea, and go really hard on it. Hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe. And I will see you all soon.